Hello everyone, good morning all of you. This is Dr. Sudarshan Sambhaji Rapidgi, Assistant Professor, Department of Zoology, Kailasosi Rasika Mahavidyalaya Devani, your zoology companion, and welcome to my lecture. In the last lecture, we also completed glycogenesis as well as glyconeogenesis. Okay, these are the important three cycles we have completed in the last lecture. Now today we will start our next topic of the syllabus, that is the citric acid cycle or Krebs cycle. So citric acid cycle is a central pathway for the release of energy from acetyl coenzyme, which is produced from the catabolism of carbohydrates, fatty acids and some amino acids. You have seen here in the cycle or in that picture the glycolysis as well as pyruvic acid, it will be release energy from acetyl coenzyme, right, which is produced from the catabolism of carbohydrate, okay, as well as fatty acid and amino acids also. Okay, at the time of catabolism of amino acid, fatty acid as well as carbohydrate, formation or release of energy, at that time the cycle consists of a series of reaction, and that reaction is called as citric acid cycles. Okay, the name citric acid cycle or citric acid, which is formed in the first step of this cycle. Okay, the cycle is also named as Krebs cycles also. Why? Because after H.A. Krebs, an English biochemist who work on it, okay, that's why we call it as that the citric acid cycle is Krebs cycles also. Okay, in that cycle you have seen here the citric acid which is formed in the first step of this cycle, right? That's why we call it as that is the citric acid cycle. Okay, and that citric acid, it will be formed after the catabolism of carbohydrate, amino acid as well as the fatty acids also. Okay, that is the citric acid cycle. Okay, and in that citric acid cycle, as many of the intermediates of this cycle are tricarboxylic acids. Okay, this is also called as the tricarboxylic acid cycle or TCA cycle. Okay, another synonym of this cycle, that is the tricarboxylic acid cycles or TCA cycles, we call it as that is the citric acid cycle. Okay, it means the why, because we call it as the tricarboxylic acid cycle because it contain intermediate of this cycle, that is the various types of intermediates we have used in that cycle, that is the tricarboxylic acids. That's why we call it as the tricarboxylic acid cycle or TCA cycle. Okay, this is the one particular introductory idea about the TCA or citric acid as well as Krebs cycle. Okay, so we have seen one by one, that is the what is the reaction of the citric acid cycle. It will be the uh, run as well as it will be the form the citric acid cycle. Okay, so we have seen one by one. Okay, first of all the catabolism of fatty acid as well as the uh, carbohydrate and amino acid. After that the citric acid as cycle, it will be the start. Okay, so first step of this reaction or first step of this cycle is the aldol condensation and hydrolysis. Okay, aldol condensation and hydrolysis. Okay, so the cycle starts with the joining of a 4 carbon unit. Okay, okay, when it will be the start cycle at the joining of 4 carbon unit, it is the acetic acid and a 2 carbon unit, the acetyl group of acetyl coenzyme, right? You have seen here there is a oxaloacetic acid and acetyl group of acetyl coenzyme and water to yield a 6 carbon unit, okay, and form the citric acid coenzyme. Okay, this reaction, which is an aldol condensation, okay, followed by the hydrolysis, is catalyzed by citric acid synthesis, originally called the condensing enzyme. Okay, you have seen here there is a citric acid synthesis. It will be the converted into the uh, citric acid. Okay, that is the you have seen in the first reaction, that is the acetyl coenzyme and oxaloacetic acid. It will be the to yield the water and 6 carbon unit, okay, citric acid and coenzyme. You have seen here that is the first reaction of this cycle, that is the aldol condensation and hydrolysis. It will be the occur. Okay, another next is the second reaction you have seen here. In that second reaction or second photographs or second um, picture, the citric acid is isomerized to isocitric acid, and the isomerization occurs in 2 steps. You have seen here isomerization occurs. Citric acid is isomerized to isocitric acid, right? And the isomerization occurs in 2 steps, that is the dehydration and hydration. You have seen here the removal of H2O, the first reaction, and after the cis acontic acid, the again react that time hydration, which means the addition of water. Okay, so that is the 2 steps of dehydration steps, followed by the dehydration and followed by the hydration step. Okay, the enzyme which catalyze both the steps is called aconitase. Okay, aconitase, you have seen here. Okay, aconitase, because cis acontic acid is formed as an intermediate. Okay, cis aconic acid is an intermediate. Okay, that is the one particular enzymes. Okay, now that is the aconitase enzymes. It will be the converted into isocitric acid. Okay, this is the second step of this citric acid cycle. Another next is the third cycle. In that third cycle, sorry, in that third steps or reaction, oxidative decarboxylation is there. Okay, why? The isocitric acid is oxidatively decarboxylated to alpha ketoglutaric acid in the presence of isocitrate dehydrogenase. Okay, you have seen here the first isocitric acid undergoes dehydrogenation to form a oxalosuccinic acid. Okay, you have seen here the first isocitrate dehydrogenase is act on the isocitric acid. After that, formation of oxalosuccinic acid, right? Oxalosuccinic, the pair of hydrogen atom removed is accepted by the NAD to form a NAD plus H, means NADH2. It will be the form which enters the electron transport chain, and 3 molecules of ATP are generated. Okay, after the oxalosuccinic acid, which will still bound to the enzyme, undergoes decarboxylation. Again, one decarboxylation you have seen here, the to form the alpha ketoglutaric acid. Okay, that is the final end product of this third reaction. That is the oxidative decarboxylation is occurred in that reaction. The 2 times isocitrate dehydrogenase, it will be catalyzed and formation of alpha ketoglutaric acid. Okay, this is the third step, that is the oxidative decarboxylation steps. After that, four steps you have seen here. In that second oxidative decarboxylation it will be occur. Okay, dehydrogenation second and decarboxylation second. Okay, in that alpha ketogluteric acid you have seen here, the for last fourth second reaction, that is the alpha ketogluteric acid undergoes the simultaneous dehydrogenation and decarboxylation and joins with the coenzyme to form a succinyl coenzyme, right? It means the A4 carbon atom derivative of coenzyme, right? This reaction is analogous to oxidative decarboxylation of pyruvic acid to acetyl coenzyme. Okay, so this is the fourth reaction of this citric acid cycle. And next, that is the fifth reaction, that is the phosphorylation and hydrolysis. It will be occur in that reaction, and that's why we call it as phosphorylation and hydrolysis reaction. Here the hydrolysis of the thioester bond of succinyl coenzyme is the coupled to the phosphorylation of guanosine diphosphate, right, resulting in the formation of succinic acid and guanosine triphosphate. Okay, this reaction is catalyzed by the enzyme succinate thiokinase, okay, or succinyl coenzyme synthetase. Okay, in the fifth reaction, that is the succinyl coenzyme, it will be catalyzed with the help of succinate thiokinase enzyme. Okay, and formation of the succinic acid coenzyme also. Okay, so this is the one particular guanosine triphosphate is also produced in that reaction. Okay, another next is the sixth step of this citric acid cycle is the oxidation or dehydrogenation. In that, succinic acid is then oxidized to fumaric acid by the succinate dehydrogenase enzyme. Okay, is a hydrogen acceptor in this reaction and not NAD, because the free energy change in insufficient to reduce NAD. Okay, this is the only reaction in a citric acid cycle involving FAD. Okay, at the time of dehydrogenase, succinate dehydrogenase and FAD, that time succinate dehydrogenase is the only enzyme, the cycle which is membrane bound. Okay, so this is the sixth step of the citric acid cycle, and in the sixth step the succinic acid is catalyzed or hydrolyzed and formation of fumaric acid, right? In the next step is the fifth, not the fifth step, that is the seventh step, hydration. Okay, you have seen here hydration, the fumaric acid is hydrated to malic acid and the reaction is catalyzed by the enzyme fumarase. Okay, fumarase enzymes and formation of malic acid. You have seen here fumaric acid, addition of water molecule as well as fumarase, that is the formation of malic acids also. Okay, after the addition of water and fumarase enzyme, formation of malic acid, again next step it will be formed, the dehydrogenation. In the eighth step, dehydrogenation step, in the final step of malic acid is transformed into oxaloacetic acid, which is thus regenerated. Okay, you have seen in the first the reaction, that is the oxaloacetic acid, right, formation. That is in the final step, malic acid is transformed into the oxaloacetic acid, which is thus regenerated, and this is catalyzed by the enzyme of malic acid dehydrogenase enzyme, right? And after that, oxaloacetic acid, it will be the form. Okay, this is the one particular uh, total cycle of the citric acid cycle. You have seen thoroughly. First of all, the citric acid, it will be from the cis aconic acid, aconic acid. After that, cis aconic acid, aconic enzyme or hydration, it will be from here. It will be the formation of isocitric acid. After that, after isocitric acid, isocitric dehydrogenase enzyme, it will be the catalyze and the formation of oxalosuccinic acid. After the oxalosuccinic acid decarboxylase, and the decarboxylase enzymes, it will be the conversion of oxalosuccinic acid into the alpha ketogluteric acid. Okay, so after that, alpha ketogluteric acid, it will be the again converted into succinyl coenzyme. Okay, with the help of a ketoglutaric acid dehydrogenase enzyme, and the uh, succinyl coenzyme again react with the, or again catalyzed with the succinic acid thiokinase enzyme, and this succinate thiokinase enzyme, it will be the formation of succinic acid as well as the guanosine triphosphate. Okay, you have seen here GTP. Okay, it means the formation of the guanosine uh, triphosphate. Okay, after that succinic acid, it will be the again succinate dehydrogenase, it will be catalyzed and formation of fumaric acid, and the last fumaric acid, it will be again converted into the malic acid with the help of the fumarase and hydration. It will be the occur in that reaction and the formation of malic acid, and last malic acid, it will be the with the help of dehydrogenase malic acid dehydrogenase enzyme and formation of oxaloacetic acid. Okay, that is the one particular total cycle of citric acid cycle. So today we have completed the citric acid cycle. Thank you very much.